Well, hello. Welcome back to my kitchen. It's batch cooking day. I'm Tiffany Anderson. This is my Anderson Therapeutics Aging Well channel, and I am making my meals for the week. Starting out with, I've got some cauliflower and I've got some mushrooms here, and I just took out some of my savory oat patties that I've shown how I make those in another video. They are crispy and savory. They're kind of like a mock plant-based sausage. So I eat them plain. I just barely took them out of the oven, so they're a little bit warm, waiting for them to cool down. And I make breakfast sandwiches out of them, and I'll also crumble them, like when I'm making like a lasagna type of a thing. There's Italian seasoning in there. They're really delicious and so economical to make because it's just oatmeal and spices, and they're savory instead of sweet, which I often prefer a savory breakfast over a sweet one. So, are you a meal planner? Do you make a menu plan for the week? And how do you manage your grocery budget? That's some of the things that I'm talking to a number of people about. I work in the field of public health, so not only do I work as a wellness coach, I'm also a health educator, and I have a background in alternative health, so food is medicine in my world. And since I am working multiple jobs, I have a budget in mind, and my food budget is the one item on my monthly budget that I don't often compromise on, though there's a lot of flexibility with my food budget. So how about you? What is your food budget? And are you receiving social services? Do you get SNAP? Are you relying on WIC? Or are you a caregiver and helping someone else maximize their food budget? How do you grocery shop? Do you take a list? Do you have an ongoing list that you add to and then you go to the grocery store with that list? Do you shop by what's in season, or what just tastes good, or what everyone in the household likes, and so you're cooking for a number of taste buds? I've done all of those things. Right now I am aging solo. I am 60 years old and I have been an empty nester for a long time. I am no longer partnered, and so right now cooking is something I already enjoy. It relaxes me, and when I batch cook, it's ideal for me since I am juggling so many responsibilities right now, and because food is medicine, and that I don't like to eat out since it's a special occasion type of a thing for me, and I would rather have the food that I know that I've prepared. I've controlled the ingredients, and I know exactly how well it's going to nourish my body and help me better manage my chronic conditions. Now, there has been plenty of times in the past where I'm cooking for a number of people who might have food allergies, or maybe I've done the high protein thing, and so I have cooked for the meat eaters. The majority of people, if not all of them in my life right now, do not follow a plant-based diet like I do. I follow the Starch Solution. So it's a very specific, whole food, plant-based, oil-free meal plan. In the beginning, it seemed a little overwhelming since when I adopted this meal plan, I was cooking for a lot of different people. I was up for the challenge since I've worked in health since 1996. I like goals, and I like having successful meal plans that give me the results that work for me. I've had a really stressful week, and yesterday I was at an event, and even though I indulged a little bit last night and I ate half of a package of those flavored rice cakes, and I mean, it was low fat. I didn't feel like I was cheating or bad or anything like that, though I knew that I ate quite a bit last night after I had dinner and winding down, watching a Christmas movie. And yet this morning, when I got on the scale, I was actually down nearly 2 pounds from where I was yesterday. Now, I consider that a result of the fact that I went from a stressful moment, and yet I ate something nutritious for my body. So there's that. what I'm doing today with my meals, since I scored some really great sales at the store. The meal plan and the grocery list that I took to the store, I typically don't stray from unless I see, of course, a killer deal, which I did yesterday. What I came across, I knew I wanted to have pizza this week since I had some leftover vegan mozzarella, which I make using broccoli mum's recipe. I've showed that in other videos. There was this enormous, look at the size of this, $1.75 for all of these mushrooms. That was the big win. So I was going to get a smaller container, but I wasn't going to pass up on that. And then I also came across cauliflower wasn't even on my list, yet there was this enormous bag, normally $6, $2.70. So I've only used half of this and just barely a couple of handfuls of this package, and I'll be cooking the rest of these to use for pizza. Plus, when I have them cooked in the fridge, they'll stay good all week. So I can have a pasta dish. I could put some in the freezer if I wanted. I'll also probably add these to a soup. I really like mushroom soup, and it's super easy to make. And then I could freeze that if I had leftover. What I'm using for what I'm doing with these cauliflower and the mushrooms is there's another plant-based foodie which I adore. I have a number of his cookbooks. His name is Chuck, and he has a channel and a website. It's called Brand New Vegan, and he has it's called his Amazing Cauliflower Tacos. So all of this is going to go into my food processor. His recipe calls for walnuts. I've done that before. I'm not doing that today simply because I didn't have them. They're expensive this time of year. It's December, it's baking season, and I wanted to keep it really low fat. So instead, I am using half of a cup of the chopped up water chestnuts. It will still give me the texture, because when all of this goes into the food processor, excuse me, with all of the seasonings, it makes like a ground meat looking texture that will bake in the oven. So I'm waiting for my savory oat patties. They're pretty cool now, cooled down, and this is going to be what I'll be having for my very late brunchy breakfast. Since I ate a little bit more than usual last night, it's almost 11:30 right now, and I've just been busy cooking, working out, cleaning, getting projects worked on, and I just haven't been hungry yet. And I tend to eat when I'm hungry, stop when I'm satisfied, and never stuff. That is Dr. McDougall, who founded the Starch Solution. Those are his recommendations. 3 steps, easy peasy. It's always stuck in my mind. It makes sense. It's intuitive. And that is one of the winning steps for me to better nourish myself and maintain a lean weight, since as a mature woman who is living with arthritis and hip replacement, it's important for me to maintain a lean weight so I can stay independent, active, travel, enjoy life, and I want to live on my own and enjoy my retirement, since that's creeping up ahead. So, as I said, this in the food processor will just give it that. It's a very meaty looking texture, and every person that I have prepared tacos or tostadas, I have used this mix in so many different recipes. So since I have so much cauliflower and mushrooms, I'm making an extra batch so then I can put it in the freezer. With my my menu plan for the week, I knew that I wanted to make pizzas because I had some pita, a wheat flatbread that comes from an Indian bakery in town, and they're beautiful. They're really, and for me, just on my own, I had some leftover pineapple, fresh pineapple from last week, so I'll be making that. Throw some other green vegetables on there, onion, probably some green olives too. I like green olives more than black olives. I knew I wanted to make tacos, and I had planned on making my taco spice lentils, but when I saw this is what I'll be using in my tacos this week. I had some extra corn. I had some broth, some creamed corn, frozen corn, all that type of thing, plus some potatoes. And since it's so chilly, I really like to have soup on hand, especially when I'm traveling, I'm out in the field a lot and relying on either a microwave or my electric lunchbox for my meals. So having some soup on hand, easy meal, especially if I get home late. I just want to, heat something up on the stove or in the microwave. Soup is a great foundational meal for me. How about you? Do you like soup, stew, any of those? Casseroles, those type of thing? Batch cooking is so economical, and it saves time and money. And I just have a very small fridge freezer combo since I live in an older historic home. In the past, I have had a full-size freezer in the garage, and that was wonderful when I had other people to cook for, and especially when my son was small and at home, that I could batch cook sometimes for a month, and have all of the staple meals on hand and then just fill in with side dishes. It's a really great way to stretch your budget. I also had some red lentils, and I had a curry in mind, a dal that I had done in the past, though I came across one of Dr. McDougall's recipes, and there is a Moroccan lentil soup that also uses chickpeas. And it's got coriander, so it's kind of a sweet, savory, extra spicy dish, and that sounded good as well. So today I'm just making the taco meat, and I've got the savory out patties done. This will give me all the prep for the pizza that I'm going to be having for lunch. And then tonight I will make the cord chowder. So there's 4 meals already that I will have the foundations for. This is going to go into many meals. And sometime, I will just, snag these and eat them up. And I really want to eat them now. But this is how I cook. Save time, save money, and invest in my health. Aging well is a journey, it's a process. I have a website with all sorts of free resources, tips, and tools for anyone out there who is caregiving, especially. Perhaps you're still raising a family and you're in that sandwich generation of caring for older relatives and also wanting to care for yourself. That especially in the US, there's people over the age of 30. It's that young now that many people are managing at least one or more chronic conditions. And as we get older, those chronic conditions, they don't go away. We don't cure them. We manage them as well as we can, slow down any regression, especially if you've got things like I do with arthritis. Those degenerative conditions are the ones we want to really watch out for, and know that if there's a genetic component, that you're role modeling and doing your best, so you're showing your children at whatever age of how to better take care of themselves, and then ideally prevent any of those that we can avoid. That's the crucial step. So go to my website, andersontherapeutics.com. Lots of free tips, resources, tools. I've got a PDF of suggested questions for a surgeon if a surgery is in your future, and then just better ways to take care of yourself. If you want to lose weight, add more vegetables. A lot of people don't want to completely, move away from animal foods, and I understand that. My motto is eat what you like and accept the consequences of your dietary choices. And if you aren't liking the consequences of what you're eating right now, what's one food that you can add to your diet right now? Don't worry about getting rid of things. What can you add to your diet to get more fiber, more antioxidants, and more high nutrient, low calorie options that nourish your body, fill yourself up, and help you to feel better, have more energy, get a better night's sleep, and reduce pain? Those are the things that I'm doing. Thanks for watching. Follow, subscribe, give this a like. Let me know in the comments what's working for you and what would you like to work on. Have a good day.